$4 million loan in 3 easy steps. All right, so you can say, why do you mean 3 easy steps? A lot of you have gotten a mortgage before on your house. It's a pain in the ass. I just bought mine last May, and it was a total pain in the ass. Bank statements, the lender wants to know what the 32 cents are here for and what this $18 came in for, and it's just a total time sucker when you're trying to get a loan for a personal house, right? But a $4 million loan when you're going to buy a commercial property is totally different, right? So you got to think about this. You got a lender who has $1 million to lend on, say, a warehouse. And what do you think? Do they want to do $500,000 loans until they fill up those $100 million? That's 200 loans. Same time and energy for them to do a $500,000 loan to a $5 million loan. Same time and energy for the broker, for the banker at the bank. So they'd rather do a $20 million loan, a $5 million loan, a $15 million loan, right? Because they can do maybe 15, 20 loans and spend the whole $100 million within the allocated time, and the guy gets his bonuses, he gets a nice corner office, and he's happy because he ended up, loaning out $100 million, like that was his job for the year. So the smaller the loan is, right, it's gonna be harder to get. Why? Because first of all, there's a lot of restrictions when it comes to like personal loans, right? But when it comes to commercial loans, it's all about the asset, right? It's all about the asset. I can claim zero taxes income on my tax return and still qualify for a $4 million, $10 million plus loan. And I'm losing money in my taxes, okay? It's totally different than your single family or your personal loans. So what are the three steps, okay? Step number 1, don't worry about calling all the banks and figuring out where you're going to get your loan from. Go find a loan broker. I love the easy button tattooed on my chest. It's not, but I'm going to go one of these days on vacation and I'm going to get somebody to do a fake tattoo of an easy button on my chest. And I'll do a YouTube video with no shirt on. I won't do that. All right. So you find yourself a broker and say, hey, look, here's my contract. I'm buying this warehouse. I'm buying this apartment building. I'm buying this commercial property. It's $4 million. Go find me the best terms. Now, that broker is going to charge you half a point. Most of them charge you a point for $4 million. They'll charge you a point, and they're going to find you the best debt, the best loan out there possible. He'll bring you back 5 to 7, kind of like Lending Tree, right? You go to Lending Tree, and you get like 4 or 5 different banks competing for your home loan. This guy actually has, or this lady or man, gentleman or lady, that's your loan broker. They have a relationship with a lot of different banks. So when they see your product, they're like, oh, commercial warehouse. Okay, great. Let me go find which of my lenders that I know will loan in a commercial warehouse in North Carolina at this size in this location, right? So they go pitch it to a whole bunch of lenders, and then they'll get some term sheets back, and they'll present like 7 term sheets to you. Hey, here's bank 1, bank 2, bank 3, bank 4, all the way to bank 7, or more, or maybe 3 to 7, maybe 15 term sheets. But they really pick the best ones, and you got to pick, which one you want. So that's step number 1, right? Find a broker, a loan broker that can actually go out there and do this. If you don't know one, ask around. Don't just connect with somebody. Ask somebody for a referral because they've already used them. Hopefully, make sure they've used them or know somebody who has. That's going to be easier for you. Make sure they can close and get you that loan. Now, what this broker does is they fight for you, right? They actually go out and they negotiate for you, try to get you the best terms. They negotiate with the banks because he's going to get his 1%. If it's a $4 million loan, he's making $40,000, but he wants you to get the best rates, the best terms, right? That fits your needs. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, right? Once you get your term sheet, right, you go ahead and send all your financials, okay? You got to make sure you qualify for a $4 million loan. If you got to buy a commercial property and you don't, reach out to me. If it's a good project, we will partner on it. So you come in, you do it, or somebody else comes in and they put the balance sheet and they do their personal financial statement and they qualify for the $4 million loan. Your broker does all the work. It's nothing. He just gives you a checklist, send it in. I go off on my day. Then there's a call, like a call between the broker and the bank and yourself. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. But let's just say that's step number 2. Step number 2 is connect with the bank. They want to ask you a few questions, make introduction, make sure you're a real person. And if you have any questions, you ask them there. You can be really hands-on. I don't like to be hands-on, so I just go through my broker. If I have a question or a concern or I'm not happy about something, I go call my broker. I text my broker and say, hey, hook me up. I'm not happy with this. What happened? They switched terms, whatever it is. And he'll go bat for you, right? I don't want to go call the bank. Like, that's his job. That's why I'm paying him 1 point, okay? And step number 3 is they will FedEx everything to your house or to your office. You get a notary, come over, and you sign the documents. It's actually that easy to get a commercial loan, right? Sometimes I skip step 2. Sometimes everything goes to my broker, gives me a term sheet, and then I sign the loan. I never even speak to the bank. Sometimes the bank doesn't want to speak to me, and I'm okay. I don't want to speak to them anyways, right? As long as they keep their commitment and their terms the same, I'll be very, very happy. It's not hard to get a $4 million loan if you get a good loan broker. Of course, you got to qualify for it. How do you qualify for it? You got to have enough liquidity in the bank, usually to give for the down payment, which is 30%, 25, 30%, and about 6 months worth of interest payments in the bank. Number 2, your net worth has to be the same amount as your loan. And you got to have the experience, right? You got to make sure that the bank knows that you have experience in whatever asset class you're buying. If you have none of those 3, or you have 2 of those 3, or you have 1 of those 3, you can always partner with somebody that can come in next to you and help you fill in any gap, right? The liquidity in the bank, the experience, and the net worth, right? If you got a great project, let me know, because I'll be more than happy to jump on a deal with you.